Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome again with our sequence of interviews in the frame of the Excel Joint Undertaking Symposium 2021. We have today the pleasure to welcome Dušan Chrenek. He is the Principal Advisor at the Directorate-General for Climate Action. Dušan, very welcome to this interview.
Thanks, Bert, and thanks for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be with you.
And it's a pleasure to have you with us because DG Climate Action is, one of the DGs we are working for, but we not have been too much in contact with. We will, for the interview, ask a couple of, questions of common interest. And maybe the first I would like to start with, Dušan, is related to the, the interaction we have. The ECS sector, Excel, Electronic Components and Systems, is working very hard to prove the benefits towards greening, the Green Deal, environmental challenges. But are we sufficiently known on what we are doing for climate action? Is there enough information flow?
I think that it could be more information flow. On one hand, like generally, globally, politicians, decision makers are aware that we need twin transition. So to have a Green Deal, climate action, and also digital transformation, and we have to work together. But sometimes this is not communicated on all levels. For example, when I speak with climate experts and environmental experts, they think that digital technology is creating more emissions, that we have huge consumption of energy in digital devices, in electronic systems, components, and there is also some kind of rebound effect. So with new digital devices, we have more consumption. So it's in certain way creating more emissions. When I speak with digital experts, they say there is a huge potential to decrease emissions through more efficiency, new smart devices, helping energy, agriculture, industry to reduce emissions. So this is like enabling effect, but as I mentioned, these experts, they don't communicate sometimes together, and they have different view of these issues. So I think, yeah, there is a need to communicate more and also to focus on two issues. Firstly, it's like greening of digital technologies to be more efficient, to reduce consumption, and on other side, to use this enabling effect of digital technologies to reduce emissions in different sectors. And we need digital technologies everywhere, like in smart grids, smart cities, also to improve mobility and agriculture. So I think there is a huge role for digital sector to help us to achieve our main goal, climate neutrality by 2050. And there are many tools how we can do it. For example, also in new funding program, European Resilience and Recovery Facility, there is focus on twin transition, on Green Deal, on climate, and on digital transformation. And actually, in all flagship initiatives, there is a strong focus on digital transformation, and also how digital transformation can help Green Deal, green transformation. So definitely, I think there is a huge space to work better together to to work in synergy, and electronic components and systems have key role in this as a key enabling technology. It should help us to achieve climate neutrality.
Thank you. And indeed, the climate change, the climate challenge is probably one of our #1 societal challenges, obviously after the COVID pandemic, which is the first problem we need to solve. But after that, the climate challenge should be properly addressed. And notwithstanding the bad news on cryptocurrencies, these are the bad example of green digital. I do believe that indeed the closer interaction between us, let's say, between DG Klima and the Excel, or in the future KDT joint undertaking, is useful and necessary. How would you see this kind of improved synergies towards the future? For instance, there could be a closer cooperation in the governing board, so that there is a more prominent presence of greening. Yeah, it could also be an influence on the work program. What do you think as options for having this more intensified cooperation or synergy?
I agree with you, Bert, that we need to be in contact more and to explain our policies, also to Excel joint undertaking, and try to also encourage companies to invest in energy efficient components, and really to focus on reduction of energy consumption, on efficiency. And it's not only like on components, but also in software. So we have electronic components and systems everywhere, billions in smartphones, in smart grids, in cars. So we will have more and more electric cars, and we need also their electronic devices in agriculture. So everywhere we will have billions of devices, also sensors. Therefore, they need to be efficient, and to make this view how it's going to impact environment, how it's going to be recycled. So there are many aspects on which companies they can focus. And I think for a moment, this is not like main objective. So we have to think more with climate environmental in mind when designing electronic components and devices, because as I mentioned, they are everywhere. They are crucial for our lives. Like during pandemics, it was clear that digital technologies, they can create jobs and also increase efficiency of companies. And together we need to invest in green and digital transition in order to have more greener, stronger, and more resilient economy. Like for example, now we are focusing also on creating this digital twin of the Earth, destination Earth. And this is really to have better planning. So for example, digital twins of cities, to have smart cities. But for that, we need also many sensors, many electronic devices and systems, and to work together, putting together everything, like satellite technologies, digital twins, digital systems in a platform with a lot of data. So we are building green digital space as a part of European data space. And we need to put all systems together with our knowledge about climate, environment, about systems, putting together transport, energy, but also how we are living, how we consume, how we travel, how we work. So everything together with the aim to have sustainable life, sustainable economy, and without digital part, that's impossible. So for achieving climate neutrality, to have stable temperature, so not to have more global warming and negative impacts, we need to put everything together, and we need efficient digital devices, but also to think about circularity of devices. So there are many aspects, and I think that we should speak together to explain and to try to change also focus. And I'm glad that there are several positive examples. So I would like also to encourage companies to join the European Green Digital Pact. That it's companies, they are having ambitious policies to achieve climate neutrality earlier, not by 2050, but some by 2040, and to work on different strands. So to use renewable energy, to have science-based climate targets. And I think this is a good example because digital companies, they can lead by example, and also they can help other companies to reduce their emissions. So I think that really digital companies, they are able to give example, able to show the way, and also at the same time benefit from new green technologies, from green transition. They will play a crucial role. And I think that producers of electronic components and systems will be important in the whole process.
Thank you. And indeed, like many of our industries trying to implement very much in detail the digital transformation, our ECS companies trying to go, how to say, in advanced mode to digitalize their own production and production systems because they need this for, how to say, international competition. We can as well implement, how to say, the green digital technologies as well, at the same time, to make sure that we lead industry by example, to show that digital technologies not only serve automation, automatic production, but also greening the production facilities. And maybe on another aspect, if you allow me, when you were talking about the digital twins and the data and the sensors you would need to make these digital twins, I'm sure that our colleagues of the Euro HPC, so the high performance computing guys, is also what you would need in order to modelize all these systems. And we should call Anders Jensen of HPC into this discussions, but I'm sure we have many opportunities. Maybe a last question, Dušan, to wrap up maybe a little. Policy helps, obviously, the implementation of many of these technologies a little more, how to say, straightforward and giving a clear direction. Are there any policies in the pipeline which are relevant and important for our sector, which we should sooner or later adhere to?
Definitely. That we are coming now in July with the new package. It's a Fit for 55 package. So in order to achieve reduction of greenhouse gas emissions by 55% by 2030. And we will focus on many issues. I would mention revision of emission trading system, on energy efficiency, and on renewable energies, but also in performance of buildings later. And in order to advance in all these areas, we need more digitalizations, like on energy efficiency, smart grids, but also more efficient industrial processes, on renewable energy, also how to integrate renewable energy into grids. Again, digitalization. And we will also enlarge trading system to transport maritime, but also to buildings. So everywhere there is a possibility, chance for more digitalization, and we count on it. So that's extremely important. And we will have also funds for that. Not only recovery and resilience facility, structural funds, but also from our climate side, we will have innovation. Already we are having in place innovation fund, and there is again huge possibility for digital components, for digitalization. So everywhere we count on a digital sector to contribute, on also on producers of electronic components and system, because this is like precondition. If we don't have strong European sector in this area, we are not going to advance quickly, and we will be behind our main competitors. So strong system, strong sector focusing on electronic components and system is a must for the EU. And I hope that with your assistance, with your help, we can achieve our objectives. So by 2030 to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 55%, and by 2050 to achieve climate neutrality. And for that, I'm looking forward to work with you.
Thank you. And these are indeed very challenging targets. 2030 is not so long, not so far anymore, and to reduce by 55, that's going to be an important challenge. But also interesting to know for our stakeholders, for our, to say, project participants, is that you will have or make funds available for, how to say, digital technologies towards the greening. So yet another reason for working closer together. So by this, Dušan, I would like to thank you very much for your insights and for your for sharing these informations with us and with our stakeholders. I'm sure that we will continue this discussion, maybe on a different platform, maybe during the governing board, where you can clarify even more in detail what's up and what is necessary in order to achieve our climate targets for 2030, 2050. Thank you very much for being with us today.
Thanks a lot, Bert, and I hope to see you on different occasions working together.
Thank you very much. Looking forward.
Thanks. Bye.